How you doing, Real Motivation? Terrence McKinney back. In today's episode of Success Traits, we're going to be going over honesty. I'm going to give you 5 reasons why being honest is very important. These reasons are going to help you get ahead in life and going to help you practice just being honest. All right, so let's dig into them. Number 1, when you honest, people know where you stand, and that's important. It's important because there's no gray area when people know where you stand. When you honest and you giving honest opinions, you giving honest feedback, you giving honest answers to questions people ask you, it ain't no gray area. They know if you like this, they know if you don't like this. They know if you against this, or they know if you for this. And that can save you a lot of time, and that can save you a lot of trouble. I mean, if a person know that you against something, then they maybe not going to call you and ask your opinion on this. Or if they know you for something, then they know you're a right person to call. So being honest lets people know where you at and let people know where you stand at all times, and there's no gray area when you're being honest. Number 2, when you're being honest with people, you don't got to worry about guilt. You at peace at all times. Guilt is something that they eat at you every single day, and you carry guilt with you. Anytime you tell a lie about something, you instantly start feeling guilty. You know, as soon as that person walk away or whatever that lie you told to somebody, like instantly you start feeling guilty. Like, man, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe I should have reworded that. Maybe I should have just been a little bit more open. Maybe I should have been a little bit more honest. And guess what? When it's time to go to sleep, guess what? You're thinking about that lie that you told earlier in the day. And guess what? The next day when you think about that, when you go back to sleep, you still thinking about that lie, because at the end of the night, we start processing everything we do. Like, and you carry that guilt with you every single day. And that guilt is never going to go nowhere. It's going to always be with you. You're going to always carry that until one day, I guess, the truth come out. And then when the truth come out, sometimes when the truth come out, it'd be like a big burden left off our chest. We'd be like, I can finally sleep. Oh, man, the truth finally out, man. I'm just glad it's over. Why? Because you've been living with that guilt. And guilt turns into stress. And guilt eat you away every single day until you finally tell the truth. So you don't want to live with guilt. You just want to have peace within yourself at all times. So you gotta try to practice honesty. Number 3, practicing honesty can build your reputation. 1, because it can make people respect and trust you when they know you being honest. When you shooting it straight and people coming to you and you giving them honest feedback and you giving them honest answers, then guess what? They gonna keep coming to you, because people know when they getting the truth, and people know sometimes where they're like, all right, this person, I don't like the way he said that, or I don't like the way he did it. They know versus you being, if somebody telling them the truth or somebody just being mean and nasty and just telling them anything, people can recognize the truth when you telling it to them. It ain't too many times where you're going to tell a person the truth and they going to think it's not the truth, or they going to think something other than you telling them the truth. And so 1, that meant people earn and respect you. And like when you doing things honest and you being a man of your word, that builds trust. If you saying, I'm going to be there Saturday at 2 o'clock sharp, and you show up 2 o'clock Saturday, 2 o'clock sharp on Saturday, and you say, all right, I'm gonna be there Monday. Monday, I'm gonna come in to work for a couple of extra hours after I get finished doing this, and I'm gonna help y'all out. Or on Thursday, I'm gonna take care of that for you. And when you constantly do the things you say you're gonna do, that builds trust, and that also builds respect, because people know you're a man of your word, and people respect people that they know telling the truth. They know if I go to him and he tell me something, whatever he tell me, I can depend on that. I know he gonna take care of his end of the deal. So being honest helps build trust and respect. Now the opposite end of that, if you lie to people and you not being truthful about what you're saying, that can ruin trust and respect, because nobody wants to do anything for a liar. And you might think it's a white lie, but that person you tell that white lie to, the minute they find out it's a lie, it's going to always be in the back of their mind. So anytime you start to tell them something, they're not going to trust you. They're not going to believe it. They're not going to respect nothing you saying. They're going to always be in their mind questioning whatever you saying, because they know that you lied to them at one point in time and they caught you in that lie. So anytime you tell a lie to some person, you got to remember, like you got to do a lot to rebuild and make up for that lie that you told that person, because that person's, you may be telling the truth about something, but at the end of the day, when you telling the truth to that same person, they're gonna be thinking about that lie that you told them. So you don't want to get the reputation of being a liar, because that's a bad reputation to have. And sometimes people don't come back from that. Like, and you know how people say your first impression sometimes is your best impression. Well, your first impression could be your worst impression if you get out on the wrong foot telling a lie to somebody, because they'll never recover from that, and you almost done ruined your relationship right there in the beginning, the minute they found out about that lie. So you want to practice telling the truth, because it builds trust and respect. Number 4, when you telling the truth, you don't gotta worry about keeping up with lies. I mean, I know everybody done told a lie before in their life, and I know everybody know how hard it is to keep up with lies. I mean, it's hard to tell the same lie 2 days from now. Like, if you tell somebody something today and they remember exactly what you told them 2 days from now, it's hard. So what do you think about when, like, weeks pass and months pass and you done lied to somebody and you just keep trying to keep up with that lie? I mean, it just ain't good, because eventually it's going to get exposed, and your story going to get exposed, and people going to start looking at you like, oh, this man, he lied to me. Or people going to be listening, and they going to notice the details are different, and then they going to notice that you lied. People going to then start to question whatever you said, because you telling a lie. So once you tell a lie, you got to keep up with that lie, and that's just hard to do, because guess what? The truth remains the same, and that's my motto anytime I'm telling a story, and I always try to be truthful. Why? Because the truth will never change. You're going to remember the truth because it's what actually happened. You're going to remember the facts. A lie is hard to keep up with, because none of the stuff happened. You just making up stuff out of thin air, and your imagination, it thinks of thousands of different things a day, and it's hard to recall some stuff that never happened. So don't tell lies, because it's hard to keep up with them, and eventually you're going to get exposed, and the truth will come to the light. Number 5, telling the truth makes you feel more confident. And telling the truth makes you feel more confident, because it takes like an act of boldness to be truthful, regardless of what. It takes boldness to be truthful. To be truthful sometimes to people, because people may ask you a question to an answer that they don't want to hear. But when you being truthful, you telling them the truth regardless of how they gonna feel. And sometimes people need that. Like sometimes people say it's constructive criticism when you telling them the truth about, how they performing, or basically something that they need to work on, and you just being straight up honest. But you develop confidence, because at the end of the day, you telling the person the truth regardless of how they gonna feel. That makes you feel more sure yourself. That makes you feel a little bit more confident in yourself, because you know that you can be honest with people regardless of what, and you're not worried about hurting nobody's feelings, and you're not worried about somebody getting the wrong idea about you, because guess what? You're just telling the truth. You just asking them, you just answering the question in the best way you know how, and the only way you know how is telling the truth. So that gives you a little bit more confidence and a little bit of authority among yourself. So let's recap these top 5 reasons why you should always be honest. Number 1, let people know where you stand. Number 2, so you won't be carrying the burden of feeling guilty. Number 3, it can boost your reputation, and telling lies can ruin your reputation. Number 4, you don't got to keep track of the lies. And number 5, telling the truth makes you feel more confidence. So when you out today in the world, real motivation, just try your best to be honest throughout the day, and just see how much better it makes you feel. Have a great day.